Hey guys, today I'm going to be reacting to Mark Zuckerberg's interview with Joe Rogan, and we're going to look over some dumb stuff he said, maybe stuff he shouldn't have said. But this interview happened on August 25th of 2022. He did this interview right after he met with the CIA guy, Mike Baker. So Joe Rogan is showing his truish colors. So let me play this clip of what well, actually, this is Mark Dice. So Mark Dice is the one that initially brought this to my attention. He runs a good YouTube channel. He's a sort of a Republican in a way, but he still talks a lot about truth. And I mean, if you could just learn something from him, maybe you'll, I'm not saying you have to be a Republican, but he definitely is more on the truth side. And he sees through the hypocrisy of a lot of things. So, and he calls it out when he sees it. And right here, he called it out. So let's watch.
Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday where he revealed that the FBI reached out to Facebook to give them a heads up to be ready to censor some major Russian disinformation that was about to be posted, referring to Hunter Biden's laptop and the emails, which were all real, of course, showing that Hunter and old Joe were colluding to cash in on their corrupt dealings in Ukraine and China.
How do you guys handle things when they're a big news item that's controversial?
Yeah, so pretty much, the reason people think this is like a conspiracy is because they think, oh, it's just the Trump people that are talking about it, but it's like objectively real, and it's just crazy. Just take a look.
Like, there was a lot of attention on Twitter during the election because of the Hunter Biden laptop story. The New York Post.
We have that too.
Yeah, so you guys censored that as well?
So we took a different path than Twitter. I mean, basically the background here is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team. It was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. We thought there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. The distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it. You could still consume it.
When you say the distribution is decreased,
it got shared.
How does that work?
Basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely.
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful.
I love his Orwellian explanation for how they didn't censor the story like Twitter did. You were allowed to post a link on your Facebook page, and it might show up in the feeds of 2 or 3 of the people who follow you, and if one of them wanted to share it, they could click the share button, and it might show up in another 2 or 3 people's feeds because, well, as he admitted, they suppressed it by using their algorithms.
And they suppressed it because the FBI told them to. So basically, the FBI, after hearing Mark Zuckerberg snitch on them, said this public statement, blah, blah, blah. All right, here it is. The day after Mark Zuckerberg said that Facebook limited a polarizing story ahead of the 2020 election because of an FBI warning, the federal agency said it can only alert a private entity of a potential threat, not require it to take action. Wow. So they pretty much just said, it's true, but we don't force them to do it. They still have free will. And then Mark Zuckerberg said in the interview as well, later on, he says that the FBI is a legitimate institution and that the warning prompted him to take that seriously. But I think they even said that, he said that it didn't specifically say the New York Post article about the laptop, but it fit the pattern. So basically, Mark Zuckerberg's a slave to the FBI, no matter what. I mean, it's true. I mean, you could say that he's not, but you've seen Instagram and Facebook the last 2 years. This is another government agency that they might just do whatever they tell them to because they consider it, or Zuckerberg considers it legitimate. And that's the problem. He's too dumb, or he gets paid by them. He doesn't know what's happening. So, and just Joe Rogan didn't even push him on this issue of the pop-ups and all the linking to the CDC website and all these little it doesn't even show it here, but you know what I'm talking about, the little pop-up bar under your post, under your stories, that says to go to the get jab information on the .org website. And the reason I'm so upset about Joe Rogan is because why the fuck is he having CIA people on his podcast, you know? It's kind of weird. He had them multiple times already. And why hasn't Joe Rogan had this guy on his podcast? Fucking Theo Vaughn.
Today's episode is brought to you.
The fucking comedian, with the mullet, has to interview Robert F. Kennedy Jr. before you, Joe Rogan? Are you that fucking slow? Didn't you fucking see this book? 20,000 fucking ratings, November of last year, but you still haven't fucking interviewed him. You're sus. You're suspicious, bro. That's the truth. You're being really weird, Joe Rogan. And who else hasn't he interviewed? Why? He's interviewed Alex Jones like 3 times, 4 times. What the fuck is he hiding from this guy for? And he's already said he wants to go on Joe Rogan, so I don't know what the fuck is happening. He goes on London Real all the time, you know, with the fucking British dude. This guy's, he knows as much as Alex Jones, if not more. If not, they're about equal. How come he doesn't have these 2 dudes on? Joe Rogan? Is he too busy getting, what's his fucking name, Mike Baker on his show? Now, I was going to keep going in on Joe Rogan until he had Eddie Bravo on his show. And Eddie Bravo talked about some things. He talked about, well, I think the main thing he pointed out was the climate change coming up after the jab season. He brings up Project Veritas and all that stuff. But yeah, man, I think Joe Rogan is fucking up. He's fucking up. And this was just a big promotion for like the metaverse and to put on the headset. And yeah, I'm surprised he did question him a bit about the Hunter Biden story. But dude, the main thing you should have asked fucking Zuckerberg is this: how come you're working with the CDC and banning people over this thing? Damn, dude, Joe Rogan fucked up. He's already on Spotify. He doesn't have to worry about shit. Who the fuck goes to Spotify, you know? Like, but damn, he could talk all the free shit he wants. But no, he's making Theo Von risk his fucking platform on YouTube. Bringing the truth speaker, fucking Kennedy.
Subsumed by these commercial and mercantile, forces.
Yeah, business.
Dude, like, come on. What the fuck is wrong with Joe Rogan, for real? You're making Theo Von, this guy, he plays dumb. He plays really dumb, but he's very funny. And you could tell he's pretty much smart, because how the fuck are you going to listen to this guy and give him a platform unless you know what he's talking about is true? So obviously Theo Von, better than Joe Rogan, funnier, objectively, you know? It is what it is. Maybe because he didn't sell his soul to fucking CIA, you know? He's nice and chill, drinking liquid death, chilling. But yeah, how the fuck are you not going to have Robert on your show, dude? 20,000 ratings, everybody knows about him. What are you, scared, Joe Rogan? You're going to get assassinated? Assassinated. But yeah, man, if you want to watch the rest of it, they talk about, I don't know. I wouldn't watch the Mark Zuckerberg interview. You're going to get programmed by him or some shit. They're going to get you in the metaverse VR world. But yeah, the moral of the story, the FBI tells Mark Zuckerberg what to do. The government tells the social media companies what to do. And I think this is some bullshit. I think Mark Zuckerberg straight up knows he can't say no to them. And if he says no, he's going to get fucking killed or some shit. So yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's a pawn. Our social medias are being destroyed. No free speech. No forgiveness, like Jesus Christ said to forgive like 72 times. Nope, you get 3 strikes and you're fucking out. So hopefully my channel lasts a bit on YouTube. Yeah, basically Joe Rogan failed at interviewing Mark Zuckerberg. Theo Von is way smarter, interviews people telling the truth and shit. Yeah, he needs to get David Icke and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on. Maybe Alex Jones plus Robert F. Kennedy Jr. plus David Icke all in one show with Andrew Tate. That'll be crazy. That'll redeem Joe Rogan. But as of now, Joe Rogan, fucking 2 out of 10, man. How the fuck are you just gonna not pressure him about this, man? The whole fucking, this thing is dangerous, bro. You don't know what the fuck's happening. You think people aren't falling on the ground from a fucking heart attack and shit? Joe Rogan, bro, you're fucking demon time, man. You're on demon time. But that's about it, guys. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe, give me a like, drop a comment on what you want me to talk about next, and hopefully we can stay afloat. Have a good day.